Indiana Jones. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute, the podcast in which we celebrate and discuss the film Raiders of the Lost Ark 1 minute at a time. I'm Tom Taylor.
I'm Pete Mummert.
I'm Jerry Porter.
And with us again is our friend Steve Kreuch. Welcome back, Steve.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you are all welcome to Minute 44. That's a segue. Minute 44 begins with Indy entering a restaurant. And it ends with Belloq, of all people, complimenting Indy on his friends again. And as Indy is walking into the restaurant with the, I'm calling it a restaurant. Is it a bar? Is it? We were discussing that. Whatever.
Hookah lounge.
Hookah lounge.
I'm pretty sure it's a bar.
Some sort of social establishment.
I think it's identical to the bar from the Hungry Like the Wolf video.
Where it's just tables and chairs and some sort of things are imbibed.
It's some guys playing pie guy.
Yeah.
There's a girl all painted.
I gotta say, I never realized until watching it for this that Indy was drinking in the same bar that Belloc is in. That he was just outside it and that they were inside. For some reason in my mind, it was always like these guys walked him far, not just...
Oh, really?
Just go inside.
It's like
We're right next door to the Bar Louie. But yeah, I was wondering if the monkey grabs the guy's ear, grabs the German's ear. And I'm wondering, was that like rehearsed or was that just sort of just happened on the spot? I can't imagine them like...
I think it goes back to, that this monkey is a fantastic actor. And he's signaling like, don't worry, buddy. I was hanging out with this guy, but I'm still on your side.
Right. I'm giving you a little nip on the ear, just so you know I still love you.
There's some internecine strife with among the Nazis and Barranca and the whole thing. Because did the Nazis rent the monkey and maybe didn't get paid? They didn't pay Barranca, or is now the monkey's actually just straight up furious? Like he hasn't seen the Nazis. It is exactly what you were saying, Tom, last minute, where you're like, he seems to be sort of compassionate, and he's like, I kind of, I didn't know that it was going to roll this deep when I got into it. I agreed to follow him along, just kind of do a little, spy work.
Yeah.
And now we have a charred Marion. And...
I was just hired to take some pictures. And now look, the lady's dead.
and he first sees the Nazi again, and he's furious. He's like, I'm going to rip your ear off.
The guy's lucky the monkey didn't take his whole face.
Yeah, right. You and your lousy
the
Reich.
Nazi's mad, too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like some secret little, handshake they have.
Right. So Indy goes into the bar. He knows that somebody's looking for him. And the guy that he talks to is like, you looking for me? And it's like he activates the guy like with voice recognition or something. The guy's just standing there completely stone-faced, and then, you looking for me? And he does this insane laugh and just walks away. And it's kind of awesome. It's almost like another Blade Runner thing. It's like that's one of like J.F. Sebastian's toys, and his voice activated. And you talk to it, it just goes and walks off.
And as drunk as Indy may be at this point, why would he think the Nazis would take him to go talk to that guy?
Yeah, he just picked a guy. He just picked a random guy out of the bar.
Obviously, they're going to take him to talk to another Nazi.
Yeah. These Nazis won't tell me who I'm here to talk to. Will you talk to me?
When all of them are just completely blank-faced.
Yeah.
Like everybody in the restaurant, hookah bar, they're just completely blank.
It's all the hookahs.
Right. They're all in a state.
Or maybe they're wondering, I wonder what it'd be like to drink in here.
How come the French guy gets to drink? That's awesome.
He gets to drink and smoke funny stuff from the hookah.
Yeah. Got to check this out. Turn this into a speakeasy.
So it's interesting that, he says Belloc. And then Belloc says, "Good afternoon, Dr. Jones." And then for the next kind of 2 minutes, I think this is a really weird thing Spielberg does. It's really cool. It's like Indy and Belloc kind of change places. And Belloc blows smoke in Indy's face right here, just like Marion blows smoke in Toad's face. And for the next kind of 2 minutes, he sort of plays around with the good guy, bad guy, like what's you typically see from the good guy and the bad guy.
Right. It's like Belloc is he's got the upper hand right now. He's in the better position just in life. He's kind of winning right now, and he's kind of just sort of schooling Indy before he, presumably does away with him or something, and he's being a jerk about it. And I have to say, this is, I was saying before, again, when we had the Star Wars Minute guys on, they were like, does it mean that we're old ladies that that we love all these talking scenes so much? And this is the third, completely talking scene that I think might be the best scene in the movie. I love this scene so much. And this is another one that I would say to myself in my head when I was putting my son to sleep. I would either do, the Porkins and Musgrove scene, or I would do the first scene with Han Solo, or I would do this. And then I would go, okay, he's probably asleep now. I'll get up and I'll go. And it never worked, but I always did that for my own fun. And no, the scene's incredible. I love this scene. And it's weird. I did my script trick again. I found the screenplay, and the scene's a little longer and stuff that happens in the next minute and stuff, but it's also the lines are sort of switched at the beginning here. Like Belloc sort of makes it clear. He says something like, I forget what he's inviting him to sit down. He's like, and he sort of insinuates, it's like the last chance you'll have to act like a civilized person, insinuating he's about to kill him or have him killed. And then so it's those lines are switched. He's the one who says, or Indy says, it's not a very private place for a murder, and Belloc's like, well, these Arabs don't care if we kill each other. Or he says they don't care about the white man's business or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different, and again, it's like every change they've made from the script or the story ideas to the movie seems like a definite improvement.
Well, so, Belloc does say that it's not a very private place for murder, but in the last little, day, Indy's killed it 7 guys, all in public, and there's been no recourse.
Right.
So the line is such an empty threat. He could gun Belloc down right then, and absolutely no one would bat an eyelash.
Right. It's true.
No one would care.
Belloc might get his suit a little
Indy
muffed.
actually, he says that because I feel like over the last 5 minutes he's truly lived that. It's like no one will bat an eyelash. They might actually dance around a little jig.
Yeah, shake their hands and stuff, and yell either happily or angrily.
Or they might want him to throw some change on the floor to clean up after.
Right.
But what Belloc says is sit down before you fall down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, one of the best lines in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And completely describes, again, what I love about Indiana Jones. He always looks like he's going to fall down.
Yeah.
And he kind of staggers, and he kind of barely gets the bottle on the table before he kind of flops into the chair.
Right.
And
always...
Belloc means it as an insult. And all I'm doing is screaming at the screen, I hate you, Belloc. I hate your organized, pre-thought out, got here before I did.
You've applied to colleges already.
Yes, speaking Jovitos, the whole thing, and he's just casually already has the hookah. He didn't have to order it. It's like he was there hours before Indy, and I can't stand the Bellocs of the world.
Don't you kind of a little bit admire him? Isn't he kind of cool?
I do admire him.
Isn't he kind of awesome?
Wins. Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I don't detest him.
Right. No, of course. With all of his smooth powers, he could be good. But he uses his smoothness for evil.
But then he's also dressed like the good guy. He's wearing all white. He's got the white hat.
Yeah.
He's just immaculate. And Indy's got the dark hat, and he's battered and dirty. And if you were just to look at the scene and think 1936, you would immediately think Belloc's the good guy and Indy's the...
Right. Or like the Belloc is like, I'm gonna blank on it. He's Claude Rains in Casablanca. He's like the confidant of the American hero, and he's a little sly, but he's on our side. That you can get that sense from him. Yeah, and we were saying like earlier, like I think in the first minute when we were talking about the cast a little bit, how like it's hysterical that Satipo is a movie star now, and we never see Paul Freeman anywhere. But this is something that never happens anymore. They did it all the time back then. Is like they just, instead of like necessarily finding, a star for a major part in this movie, like the villain, they just got like an awesome character actor stage guy who was actually awesome at the job, and they didn't worry so much about star power or anything. And he's incredible. And I don't think you really see that anymore. It's usually like,
No,
they got
the movie
so-and-so.
wouldn't get made, unless there was an equally big name who's playing him.
Yeah, it'd be Bruce Willis as Belloc.
Right, right.
I would love to hear his French accent.
Oh my gosh.
So Belloc says at one point, he's like, it was not I who brought the girl into this, but didn't he send the Nazis to her bar?
Yeah,
Like, actually, dude, you really did.
right. You put her in a basket and you put her in a truck. Your guys did that. Yeah, you kind of brought her
Well,
into this business.
I think he's referring to the fact that they knew Indy was going to go there. It is a low blow or a cheap shot because did they know? I mean, they follow Indy, and he knows that he has to get the headpiece from Marion, and because he has to find out where Abner is.
Yeah.
And so they were just following him. I guess they were just following him anyway. And you're like, well, if you don't bring the girl into it, you don't have any of it.
Right. Yeah.
You can edit all that out if you want. That didn't make any sense. That's
I wasn't
totally
listening
fine
anyway.
if you cut it.
I was thinking about vanilla.
Well, thinking of vanilla, it's interesting when Indy walks into the bar, like Belloc is completely bathed in like this beautiful white light, and Indy just spins this scene in the shadows.
Yeah. Yeah, you barely see Indy. It's like it's a super kind of out of focus close up of Indy with Belloc just sort of hovering in focus, dominating the shot. Kind of, he's rubbing it in the entire time. This whole scene is just Belloc rubbing it in, just being an absolute jerk.
Indy's pulling off his best, I guess, rogue, or just dirty drunkard.
Yeah. But I think one of the things I like about this sort of reversal of the role, like one's light, one's dark, and it's sort of the opposite of what you'd expect, is that it's sort of, you're thinking these two guys are sort of the same guy. It just depends on which way you look at it.
Well, and that's really explored actually in the next minute.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that the monkey runs off at the end of the scene. Is it running up onto Barranca, who just happens to also be in this bar?
Oh, is he there?
Well, I was wondering that too, but I don't see him in the next scene.
You don't see him in the next scene, but the monkey is climbing up on someone who's wearing like a headgear
look
like
yeah.
Barranca's.
Yeah.
And
When you see Barranca pulls up, the last we see of him, he's pulling up someplace in his motorcycle.
right.
Yeah.
That kind of looks like it could be near this bar.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You'd think that he'd be around enough that Indy might, be like, "There's that guy again."
Yeah. Why does he look so familiar?
He's kind of distinctive, and I kind of remember him from Peru.
Have we met before, sir?
Well, and it's like there's one guy in the entire city who's wearing purple,
Right.
Right.
like kind of a faded purple plum.
You know who he is? He's Aladdin all grown up.
Falling on hard times.
Oh yeah.
Selling out his monkey.
Jasmine ditched him.
Yeah.
Now it's just he and the monkey again. Only he's working for the Nazis.
Aladdin and the bear.
He had that
patch.
that mishap, and he lost his eye, and
Right.
Jafar took it.
Yeah. Well, does anybody else have anything else for minute 44?
No.
I'll take that as a no. But Steve, can you come back tomorrow and finish out the week with us?
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Awesome. This will be good. And Pete, where can people write to us and let us know, the best place to get that awesome hat that Belloc is wearing?
Yeah, come find us on Facebook under Indiana Jones Minute and join the conversation with us.
I should actually clarify that we don't know where to get that hat. I was just saying that to be clever.
There's a place on Melrose.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I was there the other day.
Tell them Jerry
not
sent you.
getting the hats.
Well,
I sent you the picture.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
If you could go back to about 1984 at Banana Republic.
Yeah, there you go. We're crazy with them. But come back here tomorrow for minute 45 of Raiders of the Lost Ark here on the Indiana Jones Minute. And please sit down before you fall down.
I hate Belloc.